Moving on from ghouls and ghosts, it's time for global defense. And the first thing we see is the World Trade Center being blown up by terrorists. Offensive half. Wait, what? Oh, I have to hold A down in order to move. That makes sense.
They really had a lot of problem with this whole aiming and moving at the same time concept.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that it's sort of hard when you only have one joystick to work with, but still, I mean, there has to be a different solution. But then again, I mean, it led to the development of the dual joystick controller layout, so at least we got something out of it. That was a really quick game over, so let's try it again now that I actually know the controls. And apparently you have unlimited ammunition, so you can just go crazy. That's good to know. I also learned that you cannot actually be hurt by the missiles yourself, so yeah. Oh god, slow.
I assume they come into play in the defensive half.
Yeah, I suspect that this is... You are currently playing a defensive satellite trying to shoot down nuclear weapons. And then when the defensive half starts, it turns into missile command instead. It would make sense. Now, if I can only get to the defensive half, since I can actually play missile command competently enough. Now the enemies are coming from the rear.
You know, they certainly have the processing power nowadays. They need to make a game that's similar to the card game Nuclear War, in which in 70% of the games everybody just dies and nobody wins.
That game is called DEFCON and it has 8-player multiplayer.
Ah, I see.
It is an absolutely amazing game, mainly because the backgrounds... There's no real music as such, but there are background noises of coughing people and crying women and screams of pain and fear.
Is this a PC game? Is this?
It's a PC game, yeah. And the most amazing thing is that it actually has a real-time mode, where you play out the entire end of the world in its nuclear apocalypse in real time.
Ah.
Which is amazingly fun, because it also has a little desktop icon, so you can play it while you're at work, and suddenly you get a little pop-up that says that a nuclear launch has been detected, and you tear the game open and you realize that Africa doesn't exist anymore.
That's beautiful.
It's not going terribly well here, but...
Yeah, looks like missiles are hitting the Earth and having no effect whatsoever.
Let's see, time for another offensive half. Not the most exciting game, this really. But anyway, actually there was a DEFCON LP, I think it was Jadestar that hosted it, so it should be in the archives of them playing multiplayer matches. It's a really, really neat game, it's just that it has a pretty harsh learning curve, and it's a bit like a diplomacy in the sense that since you're playing against other people and the only way to win is to, well, end up with less of your people dead than everyone else, there is a lot of backstabbing going on.
Yes. Good way to turn your friends into enemies.
Nothing like a nuke to make you dislike your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty boring game, really. I mean, you think a game about the global thermonuclear war would at least motivate you somehow, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can safely move on from global defense now. And remember, kids, duck and cover. That way your friends won't die having to watch your skin being peeled away from your face and all that, because, well, you know.